From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
I'm Gabe Kossel with Shasta Hearing Aids. Let's talk about something I see all the time, what I call the crazy cycle. People want to hear better, but the right technology feels too expensive, so they settle for something cheaper that doesn't match their lifestyle. Our Here For You program breaks that cycle. You get the best technology at an affordable price, plus a lifetime service plan that keeps everything clean, up to date, and working exactly as it should. Our goal is to make sure no hearing aids end up in the drawer. We break the cycle and deliver what quality care really sounds like.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger taking a look at a shot from our Divine Sky Cam here. This is looking out over the Sacramento River. Off in the distance, the mountains. Can't quite see Mount Shasta. It's been kind of overcast, a bit breezy for parts of the valley. Not much in the way of rain, but we still have that chance for some rain, at least in the valley. We are starting to see some rain develop in the mountains, and some of that may work its way into the valley here later on this evening. Let's go and take a look at the satellite, actually just the radar, and you can see some of the showers developing, but as they approach and come in from the northeast, as they approach the valley, it looks like they are dying down, but we still have that potential for some redevelopment, not only in the mountains, but maybe even working its way into the valley. You'll also notice in Siskiyou County, we're seeing some of those showers as well, working their way into Trinity County this evening. Now, again, we'll be looking at that chance continuing into the evening, and as we go into the overnight hours, a lot of this should begin to kind of quiet down a bit. So there's that chance for showers, temperatures in the low to mid 50s in the valley. We're talking 40s for most of the higher elevations and upper 40s tonight for many of you on the coast. Tomorrow morning, I think will be mainly dry. There'll be some fog in some areas, mostly cloudy skies, and even some areas in the mountains looking at mainly clear skies to start off the day, but more clouds coming in later on in the afternoon, and maybe another chance for some showers tomorrow afternoon, especially in some of the mountains. But the area of low pressure that's been impacting our weather over the last few days, and even giving us the cooler and more unsettled air today, that's moving out. As it does, that high pressure is going to start to build in, and we'll start to see less and less in the way of chances for rain and more in the way of more sunshine and much warmer temperatures. So going into the evening hours, yes, we do have some showers out there. I think really across the board, slimmer chances out for places along the north coast. Still at 10 o'clock tonight, we're still seeing some of those showers out there, even for maybe parts of the valley. But then going into tomorrow morning, mainly overcast skies for the valley, the coast, but there you can see we do have those more in the way of clear skies, or at least less in the way of cloud cover for the higher elevations. Now you can see through the afternoon, we could see some pop-up showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm for some of the mountains. And I'd say the best chances will be north and east of the valley, but you'll see some of those, at least based on Futurecast, are trying to bring in some of those showers to roll into the valley. So it's not out of the question to see a stray sprinkle for parts of the valley, but I think most of any activity we see develop tomorrow afternoon will be in the mountains. And then by tomorrow night, that's all pretty much done with, and we'll be looking at, like I said, less in the way of rain, more in the way of sunshine and warmer temperatures. The winds are going to be subsiding tonight and tomorrow morning, but by the afternoon, picking back up for some of the higher elevations. And again, I think a lot of that's going to be where the showers and thunderstorms develop, where we'll see some of those stronger winds in the mountains. So for tomorrow, it's warming up a bit. Still some clouds, though, and a chance for a few isolated showers for some of the higher elevations. But I think the coast will probably remain dry as well. So we look at your 7-day forecast for the valley. We're dry. We're warming up. And look at Sunday and Monday. I'm not quite committing to 100 degrees just yet. We're seeing the forecast models kind of going back and forth on the mid to upper 90s to even a little over 100 degrees. We'll see, but it'd be interesting to see what happens as we get kind of closer to the weekend. Are we going to see better potential for that triple-digit heat? In the meantime, of course, no triple digits for the coast, inland, or for anywhere in the mountains, but it is warming up there as well. Now, I've also included a slight chance for some showers for Trinity County, but inland and coast most likely staying dry. And I've also included that isolated chance for showers, and maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the Eastern Mountains, but once again drying out after that and warming back up as well. All right, so that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. Let's take a quick look at your weather headlines before we dive into that forecast, that deeper dive forecast. So we still have a few showers for your Tuesday, as I mentioned. Warming trend, though, for the rest of the week. Valley highs will be in the low 90s by Friday, and possibly some triple-digit heat, especially by the second half of the weekend and early next week. So we got a bit to talk about in our deeper dive forecast. So let's get you right to it. Starting off with the radar here. So what we're seeing here this evening, and this is as I'm recording this, as of about 4:30 this afternoon, we are seeing some of the showers as expected developing and coming in from the northeast, working their way southwest. And again, the reason why it's moving in this direction, it's actually moving in the opposite direction that it typically does. Usually it comes from the southwest and works its way up to the northeast, but it's the exact opposite. And again, that's because the area of low pressure is towards southeast. So the flow around that low is doing this. It's going around and then kind of up on the backside of that low. So all of that comes down to the south and west. So as you can see, this here is dying out as we approach the 5 o'clock hour, but we may see more development in the mountains and may even see some more development for parts of the valley. So we can't rule out a stray shower developing this evening and even into tonight for parts of the valley. Meanwhile, we're seeing that development in Siskiyou working its way down into Trinity County. So I think, yeah, Trinity County, you'll see some of those showers, possible thunderstorms, and there may even be some development in Modoc County, but as of recording this, it's fairly dry in Modoc County as well. And I do anticipate it to stay dry for many of the inland areas, although central southern Humboldt County, you may get in on a few showers this evening as well. There's the area of low pressure I was talking about. You're getting that counterclockwise flow around that low, and that is where those clouds and that rain is all coming from. As this moves eastward, high pressure is going to build in behind that. We're drying things out and warming up as well. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Here we are tonight at 10 p.m. You see how it's becoming less in the way of widespread showers. It's kind of starting to dry out a little bit here, but still a few showers even at 10 o'clock tonight. And then tomorrow morning, here's what I think is going to happen. You're going to see a lot of the low clouds, even some fog along the coast. We may see just kind of the overcast skies, a little bit of drizzle maybe in some spots for the valley. And you'll notice in the mountains we've got some clearing. So we actually may start off with mainly clear skies for many of the higher elevations, but still keeping it cloudy, at least in the morning, for the valley. Then taking you through Tuesday afternoon, the clouds are dissipating for the valley. We're beginning to see more clouds developing in the afternoon for the mountains and some stray showers and possible thunderstorms in the mountains as well. Now, Futurecast is getting a little aggressive on having some of those showers work their way into the valley. So with that said, we can't rule out a stray sprinkle by mid to late afternoon, maybe a light shower for parts of the valley. But I think the bulk of the activity will be in the mountains, and that would include Trinity County. But I do expect it once again to stay dry for the north coast. We dry out again, some clouds to start off in the morning. By the afternoon, we're seeing those clouds developing in the mountains, but most likely staying dry. We go into your Thursday, same story. By the afternoon, we're seeing cloud development in the mountains. Some of those kind of maybe working their way into the valley by the late afternoon, but no rain. And yeah, Futurecast does want to pick up on a few stray showers. So here's the deal. Over the next couple of days, through the afternoon in particular, some of the mountains may see a stray shower develop, but for the most part, it will be dry. And we do have the fog and low clouds for the coast. And Friday, we'll probably repeat that process again with those afternoon clouds developing in the mountains. Now, the Climate Prediction Center has kind of backed off on the drier than normal conditions here for Northern California. That's good. We want to at least break away from that. What this gray area here is saying is that we have an equal chance of above normal or below normal rainfall. I know, that's kind of like, what are you talking about? Well, bottom line is we're at least not, for the most part, in the drier, except with the exception of extreme northern. This is where we want to be. We want to see green over us, but that's not the case. Bottom line, I'm not seeing any rain for the rest of this week for the most part, and even going into next week. But we may start to see some changes after that with the warmer than normal conditions in the long range too. Now, the cooler air was in place today, and that's why it was so cool out there. That's moving out, and high pressure is going to be building back in. And could this weekend, especially Sunday to Monday, be the first triple-digit heat of the year? It is not out of the question. I want to show you our 10-day trend. You can see we're just kind of working our way up. By Friday, you're up to about 90, maybe some low 90s in there. Now, Saturday, up to the mid-90s, and Sunday, Monday is when I expect this to kind of peak. It may get up to about 99, 100, 101. We'll see. We may break some records, but I don't expect to break the record of the earliest we've hit 100 degrees. We'll talk about that in a second. But you can see here, we do see another dip in our temperatures after that going to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So this is what I was talking about. The earliest Redding has reached 90 degrees or higher was actually this year, March 16th of 2026. It broke the record of March 17th I believe it was 1914. So an old record was beat this year. The earliest we've actually reached 90 degrees or higher was in March 16th of this year. Now, the earliest, based on the records for Reading, was May 4th, today, right? But 1992, where we saw a high of 100 degrees. Today's May 4th, we're not going to get anywhere near that, so we're not going to break that record. And then the earliest we've hit 110 or higher was in June. I don't think we want to break that record, right? But you kind of get the idea. So we broke that record for 90 or plus, but not for 100, or we'll see about 110 plus. We'll see about that. But it's going to be hot any way you look at it as we go into the weekend. Whether we get up to 96, 97, or 99 to 100. You get the idea. It's going to be hot. Here's your neighborhood forecast, sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. We're looking at Trinity County here, and temperature is mid to upper 70s for your daytime high. So it's warming up a little bit here. There may be an isolated shower, maybe a stray thunderstorm. And then Wednesday through the weekend into next week, we're drying out and warming up significantly. For the North Coast, I got you dry. Mostly cloudy skies for the coast. Inland, I do expect for you to see mainly sunny skies here eventually by Wednesday through the weekend. And by Sunday, Monday, you're going to be in the low 90s for the inland areas. Now for Siskiyou County, I've got an isolated shower for tomorrow, maybe a stray thunderstorm, dry, and then it looks like in the upper 80s by Sunday and Monday. Trinity County, chance for a stray shower or an off chance for a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. And there you can see mid to upper 80s by Sunday and Monday. Eastern Mountains, yeah, isolated showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm as well. Temperatures also warming up. For Susanville, you could get up to 90 by next Monday. All right, here's the valley. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. We're still going to see the clouds out there, mainly dry, minus maybe a stray shower rolling off from the mountains into the valley. But look at the temperatures ticking upward. Even for Oroville, you're talking about 97 to 99 degrees. Your Chico 7-day forecast, 98 for your Mother's Day, 99 possibly on Monday of next week. We're going to be kind of adjusting those numbers through the week. May bring them down a little bit more, may bring them up, may actually commit to 100 degrees or higher. But for now, I'm just not committing. I mean, it's close, splitting hairs, but you get the idea. It's going to be a lot hotter by the time you get, especially for the second half of the weekend. But even the first half, I mean, even Saturday, you're talking 96, 99, 98. Basically, I'd say Sunday and Monday, 97 to 100 for that daytime high. So for your Mother's Day, it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot even into next Monday as well. All right, that's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have yourselves a great night.
When you see flashing lights, someone's life depends on us.
And while we're out helping crash victims, we need your help to keep us safe. Move over, slow down, it's the law, it protects everyone.
Our crews are out here every day, keeping the roads safe for you and your family.
We're often the last ones on scene, and we want to make it home safe too.
Protect those who protect you, slow down and move over.